Hello, friendly people. So today we are going to dive in and we're going to create a Google search campaign. If you do not know what a Google search campaign is, then go to my video that I made yesterday where I talked about it via PowerPoint, what it is, how to create it, some of the things you need to think about. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go in and create a campaign. You can watch me do this. That being said, when I do this, keep in mind, other people may do this differently. This is just how I do it. So feel free to watch other videos on this. And also, I'm going to be showing you this from the perspective of how to lose the least amount of money when you do this. So we will be paying attention here to how to run a campaign so that you're not essentially hemorrhaging money on something that can be expensive. All right. Let's get started. So first thing we want to do is new campaign. And I ignore all these and I go right to create a campaign without goal guidance. Why do I do that? Because I've been doing this for forever and I want the least amount of Google suggestions humanly possible. I just want to start from scratch. I want to make my own choices and I want to make sure that I am making the right choices for my campaign. So right now, what we would need to do, we need to pick a business that we're going to be building this for. So what I am going to do is I am going to pick, I don't know, I'm thinking yesterday I talked about plumbers a lot, maybe a plumber business. Let's go with that. So create a goal without guidance. We are creating a search campaign and select what you want to get out of this campaign. I don't want website visits. I do want phone calls. And then, I have to put in a phone number. So I'm just going to put in a fake phone number because this is a demo account. So we'll go with 614. I'm in Ohio. All right, 888. 090. I just made that totally up, so don't try spamming me. And then the goals that you want to, and we're going to go with form submissions right here. So form submissions, because we want people to not only call, but we want them to also submit a form to get a quote. And I'm not going to do these from my ad because see right here where it says highly engaged leads, enter their info right from your ad because those tend to be spammy. I just know this based on experience, but I'm going to get them right from my website instead. They can also be spammy, but if that is an issue, you can hire a professional and we can kind of talk through that. So we're going to do that. And then this right here, you can just name it. So I'm going to name this plumber demo. All right. Let's get started here. See what it lets me do because I do not have this connected to a Google Ads account right now, or I'm sorry, a Google Analytics account. Thank you, Google. You're going to make it easier for me. I appreciate that. I always X out of all this. Yes, I definitely want to leave the guide. I am my own guide. And so right here, bidding. So this is going to be your first decision. If you are starting a brand new account, you cannot maximize conversions because you don't have any conversions. So it is something you want to focus on. But like I said, your problem is you don't have any conversions for the algorithm to grab onto at this point. So you're going to want to start somewhere else. So what I tend to do here is just go, I hate to say it, but I would go with clicks for the short term. We can go in and change that and we can talk about this as well. And then I usually do set a maximum limit. And I'm just going to say for now, I'm going to say I don't want to pay over $2. And then I ignore this, only bid for new customers, just because unless you have really, really good data, Google is just not going to know. So we're going to move on past this screen. Campaign settings. Always. So I remember the title of this video is how to lose less money running Google Ads. And you do not want to be in the display network because people that are searching are distinctly different than people that are in the display network. Display network is seeing ads while people are browsing. You do not want to have this checked. You do not want to show up. Also, if you're a plumber, unless you plan on getting on a plane and driving anywhere, you're going to need to be really careful about these settings. So you are not going to want to show for all countries and territories like this default. You're going to want to show for another location. So I'm in the Columbus, Ohio region. So I'm just going to go ahead right here and put in Columbus, Ohio. And then see right here, I'm just going to say I'm going to target. So I'm going to target this region. And we can go on a map and look at this and you can exclude places you don't want to go. You can get really sophisticated here. But for starting out, let's just go with Columbus, Ohio. And then right here, this is super important. Remember, I said the topic of this video is how to lose less money. So see where it says presence or interest, super important right here. People in and regularly in or have shown interest. This means somebody who came to Columbus on vacation, who maybe they were visiting family from Thanksgiving and they live in Florida, right? They potentially could go home to Florida start looking for a plumber, and because they have shown interest in your location, they'll be showing your ads, and then they could accidentally click on them, wasting your money. So you always want to do presence people in or regularly in your targeted areas. And then languages, I usually leave this, but there's different strategies here. A lot of people that do speak Spanish will search in English. So it is okay to target different languages. But for now, we're going to leave it as English. And then audience segments. So this is a really powerful thing that you can use. So observation is recommended. But if you add all what you think is potentially your demographic, you can see how they behave and validate what you think about your customers on the back end. So I would definitely suggest using this. This also is something that will play into how your campaigns bid. So let's go ahead and add something. So what would we think about a potentially different types of people that would be interested in your service? So let's see here. So leads from segment. Okay, no. Customer list. You probably don't have that yet. YouTube users. If you have a YouTube channel, you can add these in. Website visitors, people have visited your website. App users, that is not actually what I want. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go into what their interests and habits are. So these are affinity audiences are going to be the most broad, what they're researching. So that is going to be a little less broad. And then how they've interacted with your business is what I was looking at before. And then your combined segments, you could combine these segments. So let's look at this. Let's look at somebody that just bought a house. Maybe they're absolutely, that people that just bought a house are perfect for your plumbing services. So what you can do is you could go in here and add in, let's see, sometimes I'll search. Let me go search. So I'm going to say home. There we go. So what are they in market for? Home buying, real estate. Okay, there we go. In market for home purchase loans, homes for sale, homes, real estate. So I want to see, how do people that have, just bought a house or looking for a house, how do they behave with my business? And these are what's called in market. It has been my experience that with Google, these are pretty accurate. These are pretty accurate because Google knows if you are searching for something. It is creepy, but these are pretty accurate audiences. So I would go ahead and add whatever you feel like is valid there. And again, you're just putting these into observation mode, which is not necessarily making your campaign show only to these people. You're just watching how people are behaving in your campaigns. So definitely something that I would recommend. And then right here, broad match keywords work with smart bidding. That's interesting that it's grayed out to use broad match. Oh, that's interesting. Switch to a conversion. Okay. All right, well, it's off by default. We're happy with that. And then more settings. I always leave this. Ad schedule all day. You could be looking for a plumber at midnight. And then that's how you go. This right here, if you want to not show on some of your competitor terms, you can put in restrictions as well there. So now is the good part. This is where you put in keywords. Thank you, Google. Google can suggest them for me. What you could do is you could type a URL, your website, and have it generate. You could type just your services, or you could just start typing these. So, it's not a bad idea to look in the mind of how Google thinks. So let's try this. Let's see what Google tells me it thinks I should use. We are not going to just go with this, by the way. Wow. All right. Holy moly. So here is the list of what Google thinks. I would not put this all in one single ad group. So right here, plumbers near me. I would not do plumbing. I think that's too broad. Plumbers near me, emergency, Roto-Rooter. Do you want to bid directly on your competitor? Take that out. Emergency plumber, water heater replacement, potentially, but I would put these in different ad groups. Plumbing services near me. Drain cleaning, I would put these in different ad groups. 24-hour plumber. Now, if you look at these, so some of these right here, plumbers near me, emergency plumbing, these are very much overlapping keywords, but they all have a similar intent. And so what I would do is I would take these out and I would literally leave it at this. This is probably even overkill. And then we will come back to how this could end up. This would be your first very, very basic campaign. And then from there, you type in the URL of your website. So let's say that my URL is www.plumbing.com. And then I want this to be something that, plumbers near me, because it's my generic group. So, plumbing near me, right? So I like to use that vanity URL. And then this is where we're going to write our ads. And we can write up to 15 headlines in here. And what I tend to do is I tend to create this based on the keywords that somebody has typed in, because people like reinforcement. So I would type right here, I am an emergency plumber, right? What else? I did not mean, so yeah, I didn't pin that. Plumbing, nope, none of that. I am a plumber near me. So I'm going to say I'm a Columbus area plumber. I'm going to say, what else? What are some of the benefits of using me? Quick reply, trustworthy, right? Services, highly skilled, 24 hours plumbing. Call to action sometimes works. So let's see here. $69 right there. So we're going to do schedule service. So now I do not have enough. So how can I cut this out? Roto-Rooter plumbers in Columbus are trained to the highest standards, are trained for success. Schedule service. So, just trying to say the same thing a little bit shorter, from the simplest to the most complicated. There we go. The simplest, the most complicated. And I would do call us today. Or actually, we'll do call us now. So we built these ads. There's actually way more that we can do. We can do site links. We can do call outs. We can do way, way more here. But at the basic, we built this ad right here. And if you look here, see things right here. We could also add a brand keyword. So maybe I'll change one of these from call us today to, Roto, or let's pretend like you're Joe Plumber, so that way we can get a little bit of branding in there. So we get to know you. So we built out this campaign. We built out keywords. We built out ads. We've used every best practice in here. We're going to actually need site links. We can do images. There's so many bells and whistles that you can put on your campaign. And every single time you take the time to put all of these extra steps in, what you're doing is you're making your chance to appear as one of the best ads. You're putting everything in your favor to do. And the thing is, you're going to have to spend the money regardless. So taking the time to do every single detail, adding in site links, adding in call outs, adding in the different image assets, that is going to help your campaign get those clicks when you need them to, and show up and potentially pay less than other competitors because your ad has a higher quality to it. So definitely something that you should know is that if you take the time to do all your site links, your call outs, and the different assets, that you could end up basically saving yourself money because you have a better ad. And that could be a whole nother video in itself when I talk about that. And so the next step you want to do right here is your budget. So it is telling me, $186 for average budget. That might be way too much for you. So let's just say that I want to spend $50 a day. And it's telling me at $50 a day, I'll get 556 clicks. I'll be at less than $1 CPC, and that'll be my cost. And don't forget, right now we have it at maximize clicks, not what I would go with, and just so you know. And then you hit the next button, and here's what's exciting. It's going to check it. Your campaign is ready for launch. So we're going to go ahead and launch this, and I'm going to keep this in there, and then I'm going to show you some different tips and tricks. All right, so what's going to happen is before anything happens, this is going to go through an ad review, and then we could start getting the clicks. So let's go ahead and look at some of the features in here. So ad groups. So I don't know why I didn't do that. So this is going to be, I'm going to call this, plumbing services, right? So this is like your basic ad group. So this could be a whole nother video explaining this. In fact, I don't know. I may just stop this video right here and then we'll see. I don't know. I don't love this video right now, but all right. Anyway. All right. Well, that's what I'll do. We'll stop this video here. I showed you how to build it, and then we'll see where that goes from there. All right. Well, I'll definitely need to do a part 2 because I just kind of ended the video abruptly, but whatever. Okay. Bye. Thanks for watching.